again.
You are now watching Reform TV.
Hates audience over here. Okay. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Reform TV. I'm your host, Richard Russ, and I'm sitting here with Chris Kumo, who has an organization that he's recently been involved with.
Yeah, Rich. I'm working with Anne Arundel Peace Action, and Peace Action is a national organization. We have affiliates all over the country, and I'm the coordinator of the local chapter. We're involved in a lot of stuff. Our main thing is to promote peace in the community. Right. We do that through emphasizing nonviolent resolution to conflicts, and we advocate for change within our society as a whole in terms of ending the wars and bringing home the dollars to help our communities. I'm also involved with another organization that's statewide called Fund Our Communities, Bring the War Dollars Home. And that's a coalition of 45 different groups right now.
Wow.
We got groups from NAACP Maryland, the Muslim American Society Maryland. We got faith groups, Pax Christi, which is like a Catholic group. We got Quaker groups. A whole bunch of different people are all coming together to push forward the idea that our communities are hurting. We need help. We don't want our money spent on things like destruction. We don't want our money spent on wars that we don't feel are necessary.
Right.
We want it spent in the community. We want it spent on education, infrastructure, social programs that bring up the communication, infrastructure, social programs that a nation that year after year continues to spend more money on military than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual death.
Wow.
And I think that really puts it into perspective. These are choices that we make. I think one of the great statistics that I love is if you look at just Anne Arundel County, we spend $2.2 billion a year that goes right to the Pentagon.
Wow.
That's not even money for the wars. That's just to the Pentagon every year, and that could put every 18-year-old in the county through 4 years of college. Plus every home in the county 2 years of renewable electricity paid for, plus 2,500 police officers.
Wow.
So we're trying to emphasize that these are choices that we're making, and are we making the choices we want to make? Because politicians tell our leaders what we want, they're going to do what they want, and we're going to get left behind.
We feel about it.
Exactly.
So you're, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23. So you're a relatively young guy.
Yeah. Just
how did you fall into being involved in these like pretty political, powerful organizations?
Well, I got out of college and I was thinking what I want to do with my life, and I really felt drawn to the issues of Afghanistan and Iraq. Iraq was still a major war. We still have stuff going on there, but I really got involved in those issues, and I thought about that as being something I could go to sleep at night knowing that I was working on that all day. At one point in college, I was going to be an athletic trainer, which, you tape ankles and you treat injuries for athletes, and I thought, I'm sitting there in the classes and in the stuff, and I'm thinking, can I go to bed at night? Yeah, can I go to bed at night knowing that people are getting blown up from my tax dollars,
right,
and I'm taping up ankles? And so I thought, this is something I need to get involved with. And once you get involved, and for example, we have Anne Arundel Peace Action. We have a meeting this Thursday night at the Truxton Park Rec Center. It's open to anyone who'd like to come. And once you get involved, you find that there's plenty of opportunities out there. There's lots of things going on in the world. Right now, we're officially bombing 6 countries.
Wow.
6. So you got Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Libya, Yemen, and now Somalia. So now we have 2 countries in Africa we're bombing. So there's plenty of stuff to be done, and,
right,
and there's plenty of resources out there for people who are interested.
Okay. So being just one person, as a director, what exactly is your role entail? Like, what is your contribution?
Well, essentially what I do is I put together the meetings, and I put together the agendas, and when we get together, we have our meetings, we decide as a group what we want to do. It's a very democratic process. As a leader, my job is to sort of keep everybody together and try to, whatever focus we pick, I try to make sure we stay on those focuses. So I'm not in charge of telling everybody what to do. I'm in charge of making sure that we don't lose sight of our goals.
Right.
And we try to make sure that democracy is, and making group decisions is at the front of what we do. So I'm essentially just keeping it together.
Okay, and is there a big age diversity in the membership of these groups?
Keeping it together.
Membership of these groups?
It tends to be, you get a big age diversity. You get the people who have been in it since Vietnam. You know, we have, one of the other things I do is I do something with a group called Bridges for Peace. And so the Eastport Bridge, the bridge that goes from downtown Annapolis into Eastport, we go out there every Sunday from noon to 1, and we hold signs and we hold a vigil, a peace vigil to end the wars. All right, it's me, a woman in her late 60s who's always there, and another guy in his 80s. They've been out there every Sunday since the Iraq War started.
Wow.
And we get other people that come and go at different ages, but that's the core group of people that do that. So you get that older group, but then you also get a lot of younger people that are starting to realize, I don't have anywhere to go to get a job. My communities are crumbling. I have to get involved in something. And so we do have a strong influx recently of younger people, but it's kind of that big.
So, we ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, what would you say to encourage someone who wanted to be involved but just felt like they were just one person and they made the difference?
Right. Well, it's a tough situation because often people are afraid to put themselves out there. But I think people need to know that once you do, there's a community of people there that will be right there to support you. And there's a community of people in Annapolis, there's a community of people in Baltimore, wherever you might be, that will support you and will go to jail for you. And if it need be, and it happens, you know, there's people that get do civil disobedience and get thrown in jail a lot. And the other thing I would say is, you know, again, going back to Dr. King, one of the quotes that I have, a little button up that I wear all the time, it says, he said, there comes a time when silence is betrayal. And if you're thinking, should I get involved, should I not? You have to ask yourself, is this the time when, for me, silence is betrayal?
Right.
These are issues that are important to you. If these are things that you believe in, then you have to speak out for them. Because if not, if you say, I'm just going to step out and then not be involved, then you're effectively saying you're not in favor of that, right? If you're in favor of ending the wars, you have to be out there saying it. Because if you don't, then you're on the other side. And so that's what I would say to someone.
Okay. So if someone wants to get involved with one of the organizations or just get more information, where can they go?
Well, they can go to, we have a website called ourfunds.org. That's OURFUNDS, ourfunds.org. And there you'll find out all about how to, if you want to register as an individual to be a part of our group, or if you have an organization that you think should be involved, you can give us a contact and join up. There's no membership fees or anything like that. It's about coming together as a coalition behind the one purpose. If you want to come to our meetings, you can contact me at my email address, which is caconeau1@gmail.com, and I'll let you know about our meetings and what other actions we're doing. And like I said, if you're interested in doing something right now, we meet the first Thursday of every month at Truxton Park. So come on out, and you know, we'd like to see more people there.
All right, thank you, Chris, and we applaud your efforts.
Thank
and you guys stay tuned for more Reform TV. So we're ready? Roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. We're back with more Reform TV. On the couch, we have Mr. OMAR DeBrew, the creative director and host of Out of School TV. So how did you get started?
Well, I got started with Out of School TV when I graduated from high school, honestly. It all started because, like many of our graduates, we didn't know what we were going to pursue, whether it's military, workforce, or school. So I figured, how about I just record me going through this new thing called life on the real world, you know, because it's like, you know, here you go, so do something with it. So I figured if I record, maybe it can be like an outlet or a guide for my younger, somebody else, so that way they can see it and say, well, if he's pursuing this, then it could probably give me some insight on it, so that way whether I can pursue it or not, or pursue something different.
Right, and it's just an open outlet of creativity.
Ever asked me what I do?
Wow. I don't know how to feel. Like, I should feel like a nerd, or should I feel like
no, it's awesome.
A grammatical gangster? Like,
I've been doing this for like a year and a half. You by far the first person that ever asked me what I do.
Wow. I don't know how to feel. Like, I should feel like a nerd, or should I feel like
no, it's awesome.
A grammatical gangster? Like,
awesome. Because I figured, you know, out of school, you really like that was the first question. I didn't really prep for that. You know, I really didn't prep for that. But the reason why I chose the K is because I wanted to give it a feel of being fresh, being something new. If I would have done something like the original SCHOOL, then a lot of you get a sense of it being like Warren doesn't have any type of feel to it, some freshness, creativity. I
It
just
takes
wanted
it out of that whole like after school special feel.
Yeah.
If you would have used the like correct spelling, it would give it that whole.
He's formal. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Exactly.
I'll stay formal. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Exactly.
I'll stay fresh with it.
So, what does your show really entail? Like, if you were sketching out an episode, what would it? You know, what's the steps that you take about school TV?
Well, it depends what type. Normally, I do vlogs. I also do skits as well for out of school TV. Well, my vlogs normally talk about different topics that we go through after we graduate high school. So I told Richard this earlier. I said, you know, when we're leaving or when we graduate high school, a challenge for us is actually moving out on our own. So I put my own spin onto something that's very challenging for us, while also making it very educational. And the steps with that are just, you know, limitless. I get messages from Facebook telling me, you know, this is what you should do. This is how hard it was for me. Start getting sob stories and everything. So it's just like, you know, you get all the information that you can for that particular topic, and you just put something together and just like taking it bit by bit by bit and then put it all together.
Right. So as a host and also a creative director, what were some of the proudest moments you had as like the creative director of out of school TV? Like,
I have them pretty much all the time, honestly. The proudest moment I get is after I finish editing. You know, I mean, I love filming, but when you edit and you can put your magic into it, and after you see it, like you see the final product, you gotta put it out there so everyone can look at it. That's like the proudest moment. And then on top of that, on the flip side of that, it's also saying the comments and saying that people love it.
Watching it.
You know, that they just coming back. Some of your dedicated fans are just actually loving it. You did it again. You did it again. So come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Now you did it again. I love it. That really gets me. And even in my career, I had a few proud moments. Whether it's just being, you know, meeting you on Reform TV.
Oh, stop.
You know, that's a very proud moment for me. It's just being, you know, meeting you on Reform TV.
Oh, stop.
You know, that's very, also being featured on the Heritage Film Festival. That was in Prince George's Community College as well. And they wanted one of my episodes to be featured for the festival. And that also landed me a few radio interviews. So it was just like, you know, the stuff I love, you know, it's the stuff that I love doing, and it's seeing this get me to where I want to be.
Right.
You know, that's the proudest moments I have.
Okay, so starting out, like, what was it like in sense of growing pains? I mean, it's easy to make a video, but once you get it out there, like, you know, promotion and things like that. So how did you take out of school TV from this to this?
All right, Rich. Like I always say, starting out from here, it's not fun. It's not fun at all because you don't have that much experience, not much knowledge in this type of field. And like I started out on YouTube about a year and a half ago, after I graduated high school in 2009. And when I put it out on YouTube, like I was getting like 5, like maybe 30 views max on an episode. And that's pretty like, you know, disheartening when you see that all that hard work that you put into it, and you get
just
no results.
The whole world to see.
Yeah, it's like I want you. It's YouTube, so I want you to see it, you know. But you don't get any type of results that you want. But also, I'm very optimistic, so you can like turn that to positive energy. So I just, you know, stay very consistent with it. So when it started becoming this, I always took on how did it get to right here? So then I started taking this and then started thinking about the steps that I can make it grow and grow and grow and grow.
Right.
So I started, you know, playing around with a few, you know, Facebook and spamming people a little bit. You know, they got tired of me, but they still love me. You know, start doing various things, going to different events, and then actually on YouTube, like it went from, you can see the progress on YouTube. So it actually went from 10 to 50 views in a week to almost 100 in a month. Then it went to 1,000. And then my highest viewed video on YouTube is at 72,000 views.
That's amazing.
And almost in like 2 months. So it was really, it's really exciting when you see your progress.
Right.
months. So it's really exciting when you see your progress.
Right. So when you're making episodes, what is the biggest inspiration from yourself? Like, is it just going through life, or is it like everything's kind of themed at the
Most inspirational question. Well, I guess I get most of my inspiration from the stuff that I have experienced in life, whether it's moving out on my own or just going through, first year of college, talking to my friends, seeing what their challenges were. It's a variety of things, and also just saying, how crazy I can be, just me, or whether I can see, if I get a challenge, just say, okay, I can do a little something with that, be a little creative. It's just it's half experiences and half like creativity. That's why I get most of the inspiration, because I always try to find out how can I top the last episode that I did, and that always drives me.
So as far as production, you do all of your editing and shooting by yourself. How is that? Like, how do you do that all? Like, and host it at the same time?
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard, but it always inspires me to do better.
Right. So as far as production, you do all of your editing and shooting by yourself. How is that? Like, how do you do that all? Like,
yes.
So what made you choose the spelling for out of school? I'm so
Spelling?
curious. Yeah, instead of saying like out of school, it's out of school.
Rich. I've been doing this for like a year and a half. You by far the first person